Please be advised that Little Miss Recap contains adult language.
Callie
Yeah.
is a bitch. I'm just going to
Callie
say
is
it.
a
Hot
bitch.
take.
Look at you. So brave, Amy. So brave.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Little Miss Recap, the podcast where we enjoy good seance.
That was a freaky ass seance. And I was so excited to come back to it because it's the French thing that came up in season 2.
Yes.
The Lottie French thing.
Yes, the Lottie French connection.
Yes.
I
don't think that's quite the movie we're thinking of. I mean, but sure, we'll go with that.
My name's Amye Archer. I'm here with the lovely, wonderful, talented sauce to my meatball, Amanda Lipnack-Radell. Hi, Amanda.
Hey, Amy. Hey, friends. How are we today? We're so excited to revisit our favorite well-stocked cabin.
I'm so excited to go back. I love this show so much.
I do too.
I really do. I want to say that I was, you're a Gen Xer, I'm a Gen Xer. We
Yes,
were
ma'am.
not above dabbling in the occult. We were not as a generation.
I think I might have just gotten rid of my Ouija board when I moved 2 years ago. Maybe. I might still have it, actually. I don't remember if I got rid of it or not.
Well, we used to take the Ouija board to the graveyard next to my friend's house.
That is next level.
Yeah, we would take it to the graveyard, put it on the grave, and try to conjure up that person.
Was it someone you knew, or was it some rando?
Just randos. I mean, my
good.
kids are terrified. My kids are scared to walk from the car to the house in the dark, and they're 16. If I said to them, get the E2E cemetery and hold a seance, they would be like, what?
What are you talking about, crazy lady? Oh,
Like Gen X, we just didn't care. The cult did not scare us.
No, nothing scared us. What were we afraid of? I mean,
we were feral children.
We were feral children living under the constant threat of nuclear war. Like, we had bigger things to worry about than a seance. Yeah.
And this does bring into question all these candles that they're throwing away, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
I'm worried about, now they're going to have no freaking candles.
I know.
The whole goddamn cabin burned down.
I know. All those candles perished. Yes.
That freaking IKEA stock of candles is gone.
Oh no, should we be putting spoilers in here? Spoiler alert.
Well, no, we're saying this with the assumption that people have watched season 2 because this is merely a rewatch.
Yes, I
might want to put a little note at the beginning.
I do put it in the show notes, but I'm reminding everybody we have watched through the end of season 2, so we cannot unknow what we know. This is a rewatch. We're talking about these episodes in context of the greater body of work.
Yep.
So here we are. Okay. So Amanda has notes today, but let me just do some...
You have notes today.
I have notes?
Yes.
I didn't take the notes.
Okay, then we're going to get through this.
Are you
had told me to the notes. We're good. We're going to get through this. We're fine. We're fine. Is this going to be the thing that sends you over the edge?
Wait a minute. Oh my God, I didn't know I had to do notes and I just watched it and enjoyed it. Okay.
That's okay.
All right. Okay.
We're doing a rewatch.
We're going to piece this
fine.
together. Let me pull up the summary. Oh my God, Amanda.
Yes, because I had said I was doing odds, you were doing evens. You're like, well, I already did 5. So I was like, okay, well, then I'll do 6.
Oh, I didn't do 5.
Okay, well, here we are. Okay. We're going to do this.
Okay, all right.
We have hashtag professionals, Amye Archer.
Okay, all right. So this one's going to be a little less structured, okay?
It's going to be very unstructured. That's okay. I have a good summary ahead of us here, and we're going to make it through with it. But I think the big thing to talk about here is the big things we find out in this.
There's a lot of discoveries in this one.
So this is a lot of discoveries.
Season 1, episode 5, Blood Hive.
Blood Hive, yes.
So let's talk about, we're in the wilderness. Let's do the wilderness first. Okay.
Sure. So everyone's gotten their periods. It's basically where we are.
Mm-hmm.
And, I was looking actually because one of my favorite things to do is go back and reread the vulture.com reviews of things.
Okay.
It's just, it's a good thing. They pull out some interesting things. They just always have an interesting take on the show. It doesn't matter who the reviewer is. It's always one of
Can
my
I tell you
favorites.
something? My
Yeah.
dream is to write for Vulture.
Okay. My dream is to get something published in the New York Times Modern Love.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
those are doable goals for both of us.
Potentially. If only I knew
Potentially.
someone who knew something about writing who could maybe, provide some constructive feedback at some point.
I'm your girl. I
But
got you.
right now,
I got you. You project manage the shit out of me, so I owe you at least that much.
you can edit a badly written story for
I
me.
absolutely can.
So, there is this thing. Do women's periods sync up or not? Is it an old wives'
I
tale?
think they do.
I think and in my experience, they do. Have you ever lived with
I live with two girls right now.
You do? Are all three of you synced up?
We're synced up. We're pretty synced up within a day or two of each other. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
So I don't know if my mom and I were. My mom started my mom had earlier menopause than I did, so who knows what her schedule was.
Mhm.
When I lived with a girlfriend of mine, we did eventually sync up. But everyone,
But is that biology? Is that science? What is that?
I don't know. I don't know, but
Is
women's
it the
bodies
occult?
are.
Is it the
It might be
occult?
It might be. It might be maybe it's the symbol. The symbol's following all of us, and it makes all of
Maybe.
our periods happen at the same time.
Maybe.
Maybe. But
So one of the things I want to talk about is before we get to the period stuff, we talk a little bit about the period stuff, but Lottie in the lake.
yeah. So what's she doing in there?
So Jackie goes to get water. She
Right.
sees Lottie in the lake. She's like, Lottie, aren't you cold? Lottie, aren't you cold? Lottie, aren't you cold?
Lottie's not home anymore, Mrs. Torrance. Like something's going on here.
And we get this weird like camera angle from under the water, and you see her hand
like
brush
in the water.
across. I don't know what's happening there.
I don't know if she's starting to have her visions. We know that it's been long enough since the crash that Shauna has now realized she's pregnant.
Right. So it's been at least
3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, at least.
So at this point, Lottie has absolutely run out of whatever meds they have this poor child on.
I know.
And so she could just starting, like, who knows how long that took to get out of her system, what she was on, what the half-life was. We're not going to go into the chemistry because neither of us are chemists. But
look at you with half-life.
I know. This is what you get for being the daughter of a physician. A couple of things pop up. So I don't know what was going on with her, but she has multiple times this
yeah.
I was going to say this season. Well, yes, also this season, this episode of not being with us. But what we're also seeing here is that Jackie ain't doing shit to help.
Yeah, so there's this underlying kind of, and it's to go with the theme of discovering things, right? Shauna's starting to discover that Jackie can't hold this together. Like that Jackie really is useless.
She is useless she is us and we are Jackie. She's
Yeah,
useless in this wilderness.
I got
it. No, I too would be like, let's just eat me. Let's just get me out of here and be done.
Cook me up.
Cook me up. It's fine. Just don't bite into my heart. But yeah, no. So Jackie's really on the struggle bus here, and not only is Shauna realizing she's not doing anything, Shauna's realizing everyone else is noticing she's not doing anything.
Yeah,
and I think she's less annoyed that Jackie's not doing anything and more worried about people turning on her. Because we are now starting to get into, we are starting to slowly walk into Lord of the Flies territory.
Yeah,
we're not full on.
Not
but
yet.
we're getting there.
Yeah.
And stuff's starting to go like sideways. Their batteries on their Walkman are dying. And
so they can't listen to their Boys to Men or whatever. Not Boys to Men, Backstreet Boys. What are they listening to?
No, it's This Is How We Do It. I don't even know who sings that.
Oh my God, people are screaming. I need to look it up.
Hold on, I'm on it.
Okay.
It's Montel Jordan.
Oh, okay, right. I remember him. Okay.
Yeah, Montel Jordan.
I was a little too old for the boy bands. Like the boy bands of my time were like Menudo, New Kids on the Block, kind of towards the end of my teenage years. You know what I mean?
Boys to Men.
Yeah.
Boys to Men.
Yeah.
So fun fact, my dad used to live next to one of the guys from Boys to Men.
Oh. Was he a
Nate
good
from
neighbor?
Boys to Men.
Was he a
He was
good
a
neighbor?
lovely neighbor.
Okay.
He was a lovely neighbor. My dad moved away from there like 10 years ago, but Nate lived there the whole time. He drove a Hummer. He's very nice. He does a lot of music production now. And Boys to Men, huge in Asia still. Huge.
Okay.
So they go back and tour Asia all the time because they still have a huge following there. So
that's amazing.
there's
Love
our Boys
that.
to Men fact for the day.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to lead this best I can. Shauna pretends to have her period. So she runs over, she finds a deer bucket, a deer draining of blood. She dips her little napkin in there, and Ty sees her.
Yeah.
And Ty knows something's up here.
Yeah. And I love I love how they were all ingenuitive, inventive, something enough to come up with the idea.
Ingenues.
Ingenue.
I channeled my inner Moira Rose there, and I don't think it was right.
I don't feel like any of these girls at this point are ingenues, but I like how they realized, okay, we need to start making reusable pads. They're starting to realize, if any of them had their period, they probably had stuff with them for a couple days. That's it.
Yeah.
And worst comes to worst, someone's thinking, if I don't have anything, I can run out to the grocery store and just buy some tampons or pads or whatever.
And I appreciate that they talked about this because menstruation's part of our daily lives here, guys. I mean, this is part of our lives.
Whether you have it or not, you're thinking about it in some way, shape, or form.
And to have a cabin full of girls, you had to address this.
There's no way not to. I do wonder if by the end, though, when they're all so starving, if they have stopped having their periods for the most part.
Yeah, I think
just
so.
Just because
we've talked about
they're just so not healthy. So anyway, but I'm glad they did deal with it.
There's a scene with Misty and Coach. Now, does she clear this up for me? She sneaks towards him in the morning.
She's going to try to feel him up.
At his pee?
Yeah, I think she's trying to check out some morning wood here.
Okay, that's what I thought too. Because later she says something about swelling.
And then she's like, I mean, and you're like, not anywhere else. I never thought of any other part of your body than your leg.
So this goes to prove that morning wood is just a biological function, because there's no way Coach is all revved up in this. A gay man is all revved up while he's starving in a cabin full of women after having just lost his leg.
Right. And with a cabin full of women all on the rag.
Right.
Actually, I hate that phrase, on the rag. It's always annoyed
me.
They
say that, though.
They do.
I think Jackie.
I mean, that's how we would have said it then.
Yeah, Jackie says something like this rag situation. Yeah. So Misty, so Coach catches her and he flips out on her and he's like, "Don't ever touch me again. Do you understand me?"
Yeah, he's getting real creeped out by her at this point. Rightfully so.
Later, she brings him a cup of tea.
What do you think's in the tea?
I don't know what's in the tea, but he did the right thing. So he drinks the tea. He gets really sick. Yeah. And then he decides, okay, this chick is nuts and she could murder me at any time. So I'm just going to pretend I'm in love with her too. But I can't act on it because I'm a coach. I'm her teacher.
And she's a student. And yes.
Under 18.
Yes. He's doing what Mary Kay Letourneau should have done.
Yes.
And said, I'm real into you, but we can't do anything about it.
Did you see their daughter's having a baby?
I did.
Wow.
I did.
Wow.
That whole thing is so creepy. That woman was so whacked out.
She raped him. Yeah, I feel so bad for him.
She groomed him and raped him, even though he said it wasn't rape. But didn't he eventually come around to being like, yeah, this wasn't great?
I could have sworn he did, and I thought they were separated.
Well, she's dead. So yes,
before she died. I think they separated before she died.
I think so too.
They're definitely separated right now.
Not together now, because she's 6 feet under. She's dead.
She's 6 feet under, my boy.
I have to tell you a funny thing. So years ago when my stepson was but a wee lad, I think he was like 5 or something. This was well before I knew of any of these people, because I was not a part of any of their lives at this point, but it's still a story that gets told in my house all the time. My husband took his son and his ex-wife to go see Les Mis. Okay. And the child is a huge fan of musicals, so it was great. They were super excited.
Mm-hmm.
And then who is it that dies really sadly? Is it Eponine? Yeah,
I only saw it once, and it was years ago. Yeah,
it was Eponine because it was Cosette's mother who dies,
Mm-hmm.
Eponine.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as she dies,
child yells out,
"She dead now!" Just real loud in the middle of the theater.
In the
She dead now.
She's dead now.
She dead now.
Good.
So anytime someone
Good.
dies in our life, it's like, he dead now.
Well,
and the more inappropriate of a time to use it, the better it is.
Well, Mary Kay Letourneau, she dead now.
She dead now. Mary Kay Letourneau, she dead now. Okay.
Okay. All right. So he's telling her basically he's Mary Kay. He's the opposite of Mary Kay Letourneauing her.
He's doing this right, but he's doing it to stay alive, not because he's actually into her.
And he does get her to admit that she poisoned him. She does admit it.
What do you think her goal was there? Do you think her goal?
Munchausen syndrome.
That's what I think it was.
Mm-hmm,
make him a little sicker so he would rely on her.
Yep. Yes.
I don't think she meant to make him quite as sick as he got.
And I don't think she tried to kill him. Yeah.
No, I think she meant to give him like a little tum-tum situation.
A little tum-tum. So you need Misty to help you guide through that.
Rub
so
your
I can
tummy.
feel your swollen penis in the morning. I don't know. It's all about the swollen penis in the morning.
It really always comes back down to the swollen penis in the morning.
All right. So what else happens in the wilderness? Oh, Nat and Travis are hunting.
Yes, and then
they have some playful banter, and he says to her, like, with all of you on the rag, does he say on the rag?
He says on the rag, yeah.
It's like the blood hive back there. It's all around me.
Right. And he's saying, like, this is why women can't hunt, because the animals will stay away from the smell of the blood.
Which isn't it the opposite?
I would think so. I mean, I don't know about you. I've never hunted, period. But
you're not a big hunter?
Not shockingly.
I thought you were a big game hunter and you went and hunted with Don Jr.
Jesus Christ. I was going to say, yeah, I've taken a couple elephants in Africa, as one does. No, I mean, you have dogs.
Yeah,
I've had dogs. We know what happens when you have your period.
Yeah.
Dogs suss that out.
They give you crotch nose.
They give you crotch nose, and it's
how
the worst
embarrassing
telltale.
is crotch nose? Like when you're around other people, like you walk in somebody's house, here comes their strange dog all up in your crotch with their nose, and you're like, hi.
And God forbid you're wearing a skirt, because they'll get all up in there. Like they'll get there. It's like, oh God, get away from me.
And you're kind of like, get away from me. Get away from me.
You're trying to be subtle because you don't want everyone to necessarily know you have your period. Meanwhile, this dog is like,
yeah,
their mind over it. God bless. Being a woman is tough.
It's tough.
It's tough. Never mind the pay. The pay differential,
or the constant threat of death and rape. Never mind all that.
Those things. Having to deal with dog crotch nose when you have your period is really just a bummer.
Yeah, it's just add that to the cake. Okay, so anything else in the wilderness? Oh, the seance. Duh. Let's get to it. Okay.
Yeah.
So Jackie decides she wants to have a seance, and I think this is her part, like her way of saying, let's do something fun together. Right. I'm putting this together. It's all on me.
I think she's trying to look like she's doing something without actually having to do any of the gross stuff.
Yes, I agree.
And the bad stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the not strong stuff. For an athlete, she's not as strong as the rest of these young women.
She couldn't even carry that water bucket.
No, she couldn't. No, she couldn't. And Shauna is great with child, and she could do it. Yeah. I love saying people are great with child.
I never heard that.
Oh, it's a biblical thing. They used to describe Mary as being great with child.
No wonder I never heard it.
Yeah, well, here you are. Here to help. Hey, you grew up in Catholicism. You should know these things.
I have retained nothing. I went to Catholic school, and I don't know anything about it. I taught at a Jesuit institution. I know nothing about it.
Okay, so there's this guy God, and there's the Father.
I know God and Jesus.
And the Holy Ghost. Are you familiar with HG?
I'm familiar with HG.
Okay, there we go. Cool. Yes. Okay, we're good. Yeah, anyway, so we do our seance.
So they do the seance for the dead cabin daddy.
Right.
And Shauna is the one who is charged with swinging that pendulum or whatever. And she's blindfolded. She's got a real Lady Liberty look on her there.
Yes.
And Jackie is leading the seance, but everybody's taking turns asking questions.
So, question for you before we jump into that. Have you ever heard of something called the emotion code? This is not quite as bad as soul restoration.
Oh,
but
dear
it's adjacent.
Okay, no.
You're like, oh dear God.
For more on soul restoration, listen to our 90-day The Last Resort coverage, which we are doing simultaneously, same time, running on the free feed.
This is where you learn that Amanda has dabbled into some weirdness in her life.
That's okay. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Despite being really
pragmatic,
dubious.
Grounded.
Okay. Sure. Not sure. Anyway, the emotion code.
You know what it does? It gives you fun stories to tell me.
It does.
It does.
So there's this thing called the emotion code, and you channel. Of course, it involves channeling, and you have like a pendulum, sort of like Shauna did, and you ask questions, and depending on which way it goes, it'll tell you what emotions are trapped and from what period they're trapped.
Yeah, I'm not buying this at all, but go on.
Okay. So, for example, if you're going through and it was like, I see you have a trapped emotion of fear. Is it from your 20s? Is it from your 15s? Oh, it's from when you were 4. What happened when you were 4? Well, when I was 4, my parents got divorced. That makes sense. And then you do some sort of...
So it's therapy.
No, because then you do some witchcraft.
Oh, okay.
Or you do something occultish and you release the emotion.
Okay.
I've done it a number of times. I have to tell you, I felt different afterwards, and it could completely be placebo. Absolutely 100% could be placebo. But it has the little pendulum thing, which made me think of it.
Okay. Do you remember this pendulum? Well, this was a knife. But we used to do it when we were doing the Ouija board, and we would have a little pendulum. We used to do it with the crystals. Remember the crystal? Yeah.
We used to use a crystal. A lot of crystal necklaces that you bought at Spencer's or something.
Yes, of course. Yes.
I miss Spencer's.
We still have one.
Do you?
Yeah. At the Viewmont Mall, we have one.
Oh, my God. Yeah. No, all of our malls are Spencer-less at this point, which is... When I come up... to go to the cider place, we're going to Spencer's. We should actually do a video of us finding the most ridiculous shit at Spencer's.
And we're actually old enough now to go in the back of Spencer's. Yeah. Touch us some dildos. Toys. Yeah, we're going to have a good time.
Yeah, this would be great.
Some swollen penises.
I'll chase you around the store with a dildo like we're 14 years old and we're terrified.
And yelling, it's Michael's dick. It's Michael's dick. It's Michael's dick.
I'm not horny. Oh my God, that'd be great if you chased me around it and I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. I'm not horny. I'm not horny.
Oh, all right. Anyway,
folks, if you're not watching Last Resort, I don't know what you're doing.
It's so good.
It's the show no one asked for, but it's a delight.
It's the show we all needed.
It is the show we all needed. So yes, we have the seance, and also we do have the moment where Ty does say to Shauna, how far along are you?
Yeah. So at one point, Ty goes to sleep upstairs to disprove that there is a ghost and it's haunted.
Yeah.
And she wants Van to go with her. So we saw Van and Ty kiss in this episode.
I think she's hoping for a little bear chicken with Ty, but it's not Ty, or not Van. It's not Van who comes up. It's Shauna.
It's Shauna. And we see that Ty and Shauna have this bond.
Yeah.
And
I love the two of them.
I love the two of them too. And Ty asks her how far along she is, and she's like, is it obvious? And, they talk a little bit about it. And Shauna's you see the fear on her face. She's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, what is happening here? And I love because we knew before, we know without knowing anything about season 2, we know they're out there for 19 months.
Yes.
At this point.
Yes.
So the fact that, Shauna's like, I don't want anyone to know, and Ty's like, depending on how long we're out here,
people are gonna know.
It's coming out one way or another.
Yeah.
Literally and figuratively.
And it is important to say in the seance, little Javi, man, real buzzkill. Javi is the Amy Archer of any party. Everybody's having fun. Everybody's chatting nice and light. Amy Archer sneaks up like, what are we going to do about gun control, guys? Why are our kids getting murdered in schools? I'm just the one who brings the light. Is
right.
what I like to say. And so
Everyone
Javi
else is talking about reality TV, and you're like, let's talk about gun control right now.
So Javi pops up into that seance, and he's like, "Are we all gonna die? Are we all dying out here?"
Oh God. Well,
And
we know you're not, but the thing says yes.
the thing says yes, and then there's I'm calling it ghost cam because we get the
Yes.
POV of the wind, and it
Right.
flies towards the cabin, bursts open the window, seemingly goes into Lottie, who
And
then
now
begins speaking fluent French.
I just love it because Jackie's like, she was terrible in French class. She was not good at this. And they're like, well, what is she saying? She's like, I sucked at French too.
I know. This is Jackie trying to decipher what is being said is me reading one sentence in French because I took a
Okay.
little bit of it, and
So
it takes me
just enough.
25 minutes to get through one sentence.
Yes.
Like,
And and it's interesting because I forget the actual word for blood in French. It says over and over again, but that's where we get sanguine from. Like,
yes.
it all makes sense. But before we even get to that, one thing I did love as well is the fact that they're all asking very stereotypical teenage questions.
I know. Like,
Does the person I like me?
back? Yeah.
Is Mrs. So-and-so banging the principal? And then yes, and everyone's like, yeah, we knew it.
Every school had those teachers that we knew were banging.
My high school had a teacher who was like straight out of college.
Oh.
I mean, when I think about it now, he must have been 23,
That's
24.
a recipe for disaster.
Oh, he had a fangirl club in a big way.
I'm sure he
One
did.
of whom was a friend of mine that a lot of people were like, do you think something's going on between
And I
them?
hope that he resisted all of that and didn't pull me.
I think he did. Nothing ever indicated that he was inappropriate, but he definitely had his fangirl club.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So anyway,
Anything else in the wilderness before we leave?
Well, at the very end is when Lottie bangs her head into the window.
Oh, yes.
And that's where we get the scar that Lottie has on her head from doing that. Also, while we're downstairs, Laura Lee wants nothing to do with this.
Oh, and she's studying the plane manual.
She's studying the plane manual because she's like, I want to fly out of here. Ty's like, you're crazy. Coach pukes his guts up from being poisoned, eventually tells Misty he's in love with her. And when everything's going nuts with the seance upstairs, Laura Lee comes up with her Bible and yells, the power of Christ compels you.
The power of Christ compels you. She whips the Bible at her.
She does. She throws the Bible at her. And eventually it gets, I mean, who knows? But I love that Laura Lee's like, we're doing a fucking exorcism.
Yeah,
right
we're pulling a page right out of that exorcism.
That's right.
Yep.
If that's what you need to do, that is what you need to do.
Yes.
Oh, bless sweet Laura Lee. That makes me sad.
Okay, so why don't we take a quick break? When we come back, we'll be in present time.
Perfect.
Hey everyone, stay tuned. Little Miss Recap will be right back after these words.
All right, we're back. So let's go, shall we, to what year? 2020? What's the current?
We have no sign of COVID, so I'm going to go with 2019.
Did I just say 2020? What kind of psychopath refers to 2020 as 2020?
2020. In the year of our Lord, 2020. 2020, the year none of us will ever forget.
Oh,
Hashtag never forget.
Christ.
Yeah.
So we have let's get the Nat stuff out of the way first. So we have a little bit with Nat. She gets the toxicology report from Kevin on Travis.
Right. And Kevin's
Travis. Fake Travis.
Right. Fake Travis. This guy is not the right Travis.
And Kevin, so Travis has had nothing in his system. And Nat is super relieved. Kevin wants to go on a date with her, and she gives him the big old, oh, I'm getting another call, gotta go.
Yeah, she does not want to deal with this at all.
She
doesn't want to deal with any true interpersonal relationships.
She already banged him, got it out of the way, had to do. Yeah. She had to pay the price, right? Didn't she bang him, or did they just go to dinner?
I don't know if they've banged yet.
I don't think
they've banged yet. They will though. But they did go to dinner so she could cry and he could get her the police stuff when Misty took her coworker or one of her residents out on a martini date.
Can we talk for 1 second about what a banging body Juliette Lewis has?
Jesus, she's so thin. Now she is pure muscle.
She's pure muscle. Yes.
She is
Yes.
pure muscle.
But like
That
she
woman
wears a fishnet stocking like no one's business.
Oh, sure. And the fact that she's just hanging out in fishnet stockings, I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, girl.
Mhm.
Maybe she, like me, has a blooming burlesque career ahead of her. Except
Maybe. Blooming
maybe.
Burlesque. That's the
Blooming
name of
burlesque.
your next memoir.
Yes, I just started class again this week. I'm
I
so
saw
excited.
that. I saw that. That's exciting.
Yes. Our accent color this time is magenta.
Ooh.
It's exciting. So, yeah, so she gets all of these photos. Or no, she doesn't get the photos. Misty breaks into Kevin's email to get all the photos.
Yes. So, two things. Misty brings her the owl that gives her
her aromatherapy to help with her mental health,
which is really a hidden camera.
Right.
Yep.
And this
then they get the pictures, and Misty realizes that there's wax around the crime scene.
And I had forgotten that we didn't actually see the candles at the crime scene, but we
saw them in season 2 when we see the event happen from Lottie's point of view, right?
Because theoretically he sets them up, or they set them up together because he wants to reenact this so he can rechannel it.
Yes. My allergies are declining as we're recording.
Amy's about to go on an allergy journey. It will be fine. I might have COVID. Who knows what's happening here? We're a mess.
My birthday's coming up, and like when I enter Libra season is when my allergies begin. So
happy
spring
birthday.
and fall. Oh, it's not yet. There will be a big celebration.
Well, no, I'm saying happy birthday to you.
Thank
Your
you.
allergies kick up.
Thank you.
That's so kind.
I think you're saying happy birthday. I'm like, no. We're not doing that yet. That's going to be bigger fanfare.
We're having a real cell. I'm a big birthday person.
Me too.
I'm a big birthday person.
When's your birthday?
March 16th.
Okay, that's my father-in-law's birthday. All right.
Really?
Yep.
I have met very few people with March 16th birthdays.
Oh yeah, that's his birthday, but I don't think you guys were born in the same year because he was born in 1946.
No, we were not in fact born in the same year. So here, my birthday's the 16th. My dad's is the 17th. My uncle was the 18th.
Oh, okay.
So we had like a little thing there.
Okay.
And my dad got annoyed that my mother didn't wait till his birthday.
Oh.
She'd only been in labor for 27 hours.
Oh, she could have hung on there.
She could have crossed her legs for 2 more hours. I was born at like 9:45 at night. She could have held out.
Come on. Yeah.
Come on, Mom, get with it. Anyway, so Juliette Lewis, yes, we're back with Natalie.
So they figure out that the wax is in the shape of a symbol, and by this point, Nat has called Ty over. So Nat calls Ty over. They call Shauna. The Yellowjackets are starting to come together, and when Ty and Juliette Lewis, Nat, are together, they get the text from the blackmailer.
Rob Blackmailer. And they call Shauna and they're talking about how terrible Misty is.
Yep. And Misty sees the whole thing through the camera.
Oh, it's heartbreaking. Because I really think she believed prior to this that Natalie was her new bestie and that they were, now a little duo of friendship. And to hear firsthand that Natalie still hates her.
Yeah. And can we talk about Misty with the trick-or-treating for a second? So Misty's at her retirement home, nursing home, and these 2 kids come in to go trick-or-treating, and she steps on the power block for the woman's monitors, and she starts to, all the machines start to go off, and Misty's screaming for the doctor because one of the kids is dressed as a doctor. It's quite hilarious.
Yes, and the kids are just like,
doctor, and the kid runs out of the room.
She's like, okay, fine, more candy for me.
Yep.
It's fine.
Yep. She's diabolical.
She is. She don't give a fuck about anybody. I love her.
And again, hashtag never forget, Amy Archer watching this did not know that was Christina Ricci the entire first season. Okay.
That's stunning. I wouldn't want to be friends with Misty, but I freaking love her.
I would be terrified to be friends with Misty.
Oh, I'd be terrified of her. First of all, I would never let her make me a meal. Yeah. I'd never let her make me a meal.
No. I would never smoke a cig around her. I'd never do anything around her.
No, I think I would be kept in public places at all times. Yeah. With her. I don't want to be alone.
Very smart. So now we go to Shauna and Jeff. And Shauna is hanging out with that hottie, Adam.
He is so pretty.
Oh my God. He's
He is
hot.
so pretty.
Now,
And
I'm all about a holdie. I like the older men, but I would go for
same.
him. I would
Oh,
go
I
for
would
him.
totally.
Mhm.
I'd bang it out with him in a
Mhm.
heartbeat.
Yep.
Yeah, he's real cute, and you can see that Shauna is in that new relationship energy, Twitter pated space of,
Yes.
I have a secret. I think she's really enjoying that piece of
I do
it.
too.
She finally has something for herself
Yes.
that has nothing to do with her family, both of whom she does not seem to really particularly care for at this point.
Well, and it's interesting because before Shauna goes with Adam, Callie comes in, the worst teenager on the planet,
This
and she wants to go into the city. She wants to take an Uber into the city. So this must be a thing when you grow up in Jersey that you go over the bridge to the city, whatever, fine.
Sure.
And Shauna's like, "You're not going into the city on Halloween." And so they start going back and forth a little bit. And Callie systematically like breaks down Shauna's entire night and life into like, you're a nerd,
Yep.
you're useless, you have nothing interesting going on in your life, blah blah blah. And I just thought to myself, my kids would never talk to me that way.
No,
They
no,
would
I would
never talk to me that
never.
way. Now you guys know I could do a good complain about some
Mhm.
teenagers,
Yeah.
but they would never talk to me like that.
Well, they don't have contempt for you.
No.
They may be annoyed with you, they may be pissed off at sometimes when you say no to them and they don't get their way.
Sure.
That's normal teenage stuff.
Mhm.
Callie has contempt for her mother.
Yes, and I want to know why.
I do too. Well, I think we sort of know a little bit because I don't think Shauna has been the warm and fuzzy mother of the year. I think Shauna has kept her kid alive.
Listen, I grew up with a mom who wasn't the warmest and fuzziest person.
Mhm.
And we had problems. Our relationship was strained a little bit. It's great now, but when
Right.
I was Callie's age, we had a lot to work through. And I
Okay.
still never had contempt for her. I still would
Yeah.
never talk to her that way. Callie is
Yeah.
a bitch. I'm just going to
Callie
say
is
it.
a
Hot
bitch.
take.
Look at you. So brave, Amy. So brave.
I'm going out
Yeah.
on a limb here and just saying Callie's a bitch. But you're right. She has contempt. And
Yeah.
I don't know. Something, what do you always say? Something happened on the way to heaven?
Yeah, that's actually a Jake and Matt thing.
Yeah.
Something happened on the way to
Something
heaven with that
happened
one.
here. We need eyes on this backstory. We
We
need,
do. We need more of that. Like, we need more of what happened between the day the girls got found in the wilderness and where we picked up with them. We need to see how the families dealt with it. We need to see how Jeff and Shauna got back together, and we need to see what kind of mother Shauna was because something happened there. Now, I do think by the end of season 2, Callie no longer has contempt for her mother.
I agree. And I want to say, like, yes, it's contempt, but it's not anger. It's
No,
pity.
she
It's like
thinks she's a loser.
she thinks she's a loser.
Yeah,
Why? That's what
I
I need
don't.
to know. Like, why? If I had like a mom who was just going to book club and cooking me dinner every night, I
Right, I'm
would think
not
that was
thinking loser.
nurturing and sweet.
Yeah, I wonder if Callie in her, deep recesses of her teenage brain realizes that her mother was meant for more than this and
Mm,
sees her as having given up.
maybe. Maybe.
She was a stellar athlete. She got a scholarship to Brown. She's clearly very intelligent. She's in a marriage that's like meh at best.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I wonder if she pities her because she's like, didn't you just throw it all away?
Very possible. Very
Yeah.
possible. And I will say just one quick note about Jeff. He put a lot of time into that blackmail text because he, with symbols, drew out the
Uh-huh.
with characters. He drew out the
Right.
symbol of the Yellow Jackets in that text.
Right.
And let
And
me
it's
tell you
coming from
something.
an unknown number. It's not even a phone number that's
Yeah,
random. It's
yeah.
unknown.
That would take me 75 years to
Yes.
create that picture in that text.
Imagine if we had to do it back in the day when we had to text with like with the numbers. It'd be like,
Yes.
no
Yes.
shit, that's not the right
Yes.
one.
Yes. Oh my god, that was the worst. That was
And
the
you'd go
worst.
one too far, and you'd be like, damn it, now I have to go back and start. Kids don't know.
T9 texting that was, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Kids don't
Um,
know.
so Shauna and Adam go to a party in the city, and it's a Halloween party, and of course they end up at the same party that Callie's at.
Well, first Jeff wanted her to stay home.
Jeff wanted her to stay home, and then he wanted to go to book club with her.
Right. He's like, I'll come to book club. Mm-hmm. But Jeff, you are not invited to book club.
She's like, you didn't do the reading. We're reading Girl in the Train Window.
Which was, that actually might place kind of the date of this, because that book was everything.
Yeah.
For like a year or two.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
yeah, so she gets to the party, and it's interesting because Adam wants her to put on a mask, and she's not comfortable with that.
No, she's
not. And we do
not.
see in the wilderness that they get into that eventually.
Mm-hmm.
We know
I
that.
think she's like, nope, not doing it.
Yep. And then they run into Callie, and Callie's on Molly.
Well, first she thinks Callie is Jackie.
Yes, because she's wearing Jackie's outfit.
Uniform. And she'd already seen Jackie when they jumped off the bridge. Like, she has visions of Jackie. She seems to have visions of Jackie when she's about to make a poor choice.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, banging Adam at this party would not be a poor choice, but that's just my opinion.
I would not.
The opinions of Amy Archer are not the opinions of
Little Miss Recap. But Amanda Lipnack-Radell would also do that. So maybe they are the opinions of Little Miss Recap.
Little Miss Recap is trash.
Right. So Shauna follows who she thinks is Jackie, and it turns out to be Callie, and who's tweaked out on Molly.
And Callie can immediately read the body language between Adam and...
Well, he comes up all cuddly. He's like, hey, what are you guys doing? And like puts his arm around Shauna, and that's a shitty way for
he's pretty much like,
your
hey,
mom's
babe.
having an affair. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, schnookums.
Yeah. Hey, babe, do you still want to suck my D? You know, that kind of thing. No, he does not talk like that, because we would not want to bang him if he talked like that. Okay.
No, that's not sexy.
No. So they have this moment. So they leave the party together. Adam's like, do you guys want to ride? No, we're good. So they leave the party together.
I don't think you should be driving us home.
And they have this moment when they're Shauna takes Callie to someplace to like sober up, like a coffee shop somewhere. She gets her some food and stuff.
Diner or something.
And she's trying to, get her sober up, and they have this connecting moment. And Callie's like, I'm really sorry for all that you went through out there, because Shauna tells her, like, that's Jackie's uniform. Her parents gave it to me on her 40th birthday. Yeah, so that I would remember her.
Like she'd ever forget. But you could tell Callie at that moment was like, oh, fuck. Mm-hmm. I should not be doing this. This is... Yeah. I have stepped over the line here.
It's a real moment where Shauna kind of feels seen by Callie for the first time, I think. Mm-hmm. And they just have this incredible moment, and then the next day it's gone.
And then she asks, like, why don't you ever talk about this? Why don't you ever like... And I think, and that could be also why she has contempt for her mother. Like, there's this whole big hole in your life about which you will not talk. Mm-hmm. Kids today know enough to understand trauma. At least, I mean, I don't think Callie's empathetic, but she understands what trauma looks like. She knows her mom's fucked up.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because Shauna's like, I'm fine. She's like, you're not fine.
No.
You're not fine.
This is not what fine looks like.
So the next day, Shauna's riding that hangover or whatever's going on, and she goes downstairs, and she's like, Callie, I got you some Pedialyte to help with your hangover. Uh-huh. And Callie suddenly, the armor's back up, and she's like, here's how it's going to go. I'm going to do what I want, essentially. Curfew, gone. Just kind of goes into it. Shauna, in a masterclass, sits so calm down and is like, no, here's how it's gonna go.
I love how she starts with like, have you ever heard of the phrase mutually assured destruction? Yeah. Callie's like, yeah, I invented it. She's like, great, here we go.
She puts that bitch in her place, and I'm here for it.
For sure.
I'm here for it.
And I love it. She's like, your college fund, which, sorry, it's not a great number, but it is what it is. It's good. Sucked out through the divorce. And you're going to have to, be your dad's bestie through his lonely, sad life.
Yeah. And then he's going to date girls your age.
Right. And you're going to have to deal with
Jeff that. Would 100% do all of those things.
Because Jeff would go straight back to the time in which he was big man on campus, which was high school. Yeah, he'd be banging girls 10 minutes older than Callie.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. And I do want to say really quickly, we missed the scene, but it's not super important, where Ty has some spray paint on her front door.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to talk about that as a whole because it's two things there.
Oh, okay.
Because
Okay. So any more with Shauna and Jeff? They're good.
No.
Okay, let's end
they're
with
good.
Ty then. Let's end with Ty.
Ty. So for Ty, we have, first of all, we finally see her and Simone making out, and it is hot.
Out. Yeah, like wanting to get into my pants.
Hot. It is. They are all over each other. So they were clearly at some point happy. We don't really see them happy all that often, but at some point they were happy.
And Simone is like, you need to destroy this dude. Like, she's on board. We get a little bit of, Yeah,
Simone's got it in her to play dirty. She wants to take the high road, and that was her original thing. But as soon as this guy's not doing it, she's like, fuck him.
Yeah.
Then she hears something outside. She sees, like, the dog starts going nuts. R.I.P.
Justice for Sammy. Justice for Sammy.
Well, Sammy's the son.
Oh my God, Stevie. Oh, Jesus Christ. You know
Stevie's dog number 2. I forget the name of the first dog.
Dog's fucking name.
Hold on here. Let's see. It doesn't say here the name of the dog. Anyway, rest in peace, dog number 1 of
I'll find it.
The dog family. You look for that while I continue on because Biscuit. Thank you. Ty sees like a wolf outside. So she's having a hallucination.
Yes.
She runs out, and that's when she sees Spill painted on her front door in red paint.
Yes.
She eventually finds the paint under or in Sammy's closet or under his bed. Under his bed. So there's
no way that kid painted that. Number 1, he can't reach. It's up high.
Right.
Number 2, it's too neat. Like it's an adult handwriting.
It's too neat for a 5-year-old. That it was not him.
But they still sit him down and question him.
Right.
And what does he say, Amanda?
I can do it. I don't know what you're talking about. The bad lady did it.
The bad lady did it. Again, return this kid to the store.
Right. This kid needs to go back. This kid is creepy. He's got paint under his bed that we don't know where it came from. He's talking about the bad lady that he sees all the time. He just has a creepy look in his eyes.
Yeah.
I would like to see this kid in something entirely different at some point. And
yeah.
I want to know he's not creepy.
Yeah. We need him to be in like season 6 of Virgin River, where he's just chilling.
He's
chilling
on the river, playing on a playground with his friends, and it'd be fine because this kid is creepy.
And then she has the press conference.
Yes, because Simone is like, you can't keep doing this.
No.
Sammy's acting out because he misses the mom that he's always had, who you've disappeared from. You can't do this. And she was going to quit. And then she's not.
She gets up there and she's like, never mind, bitches. I'm here to stay in this motherfucking race.
Phil Batherson, you are watch it out, man. Because
that's the kind of politician I would be.
I'd
be up there like, fuck you guys.
Which would be maybe why you and I should not be politicians. Which I too would do that.
Now that I'm thinking about it, didn't we have a president that we elected that was really mean to people?
That didn't work out.
That didn't work out. So maybe you do need a little bit of decorum when you are a president. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or a politician. So is that where we leave them then? This is where we're done.
Leave them. Yeah. She's staying in the race. So at the end of this, everyone has their period. We know Shauna is pregnant. We've had a weird seance. We need to return Sammy to the pile.
Yeah. Let's talk about the things we discovered. Shauna's pregnant. Van and Ty
are making out.
We discover. Go ahead.
We have the blackmailer.
We discover that Travis died mysteriously
with the symbol. And Sammy
Callie
needs to go back.
And Callie discovers her mother's having an affair.
And Molly, apparently. I'm going to guess that was not the first time she's done MDMA.
No.
It's going to go out on a limb there.
Yeah.
Take a brave stance that this is not the first time this child has dabbled in drugs.
No, not at all.
No.
All right, so we did it without notes.
We did. Look at us. Look at us. Next time we'll have notes, though. We'll do this the right way. But actually, I like this because it's just...
I kind of like this better, too.
It's just a conversation about the episode and what are our thoughts, and really looking at it in terms of what do we know in the full pantheon of this show, in the full universe of this show.
Something this show does so well, and I noticed this in this episode, is there's just these subtle like cues as to the bigger mysteries. So for example, there's a scene where in the wilderness where Shauna and Jackie are having that moment where she's saying like, people are discovering blah blah blah. Shauna gives her the necklace back.
Yep.
And like I'm thinking to myself how clever that was that they showed us in episode 1 that the pit girl had the necklace on.
Right.
And now every time that necklace moves, we have eyes on it.
Right. And so Jackie gave it to Shauna because she was afraid to
on
fly.
The plane.
Shauna's giving it back to her to give her strength out in the wilderness after she dies. It really is.
It's this little detail.
They really did map this show out well.
They really did.
Yeah.
Now, season 2, not so much, but I'm hoping, I read this analysis and I do believe this, that the sophomore season of a show is always the hardest. And that usually with the third season, they can tighten things up again. But in season 2, they have to kind of make up some ground of where they didn't go in season 1. Like it's like a bridge season.
It is a bridge season. And I don't think they were expecting this to become the phenomenon that it became.
Yeah.
And so that's hard to build into as well.
All right, Amanda. So on our free feed, guys, you can hear Amanda and I do a 90-day The Last Resort. Again, it's glorious.
Having the best old time doing it. Had no idea how much I'd love this show, but here we are.
We're in for a season 2. Shall there be one? We're in for it.
Yeah. If they replaced HEA with this garbage,
I
would be the happiest person forever.
Yeah.
I never need to see HEA again because
no, me either.
It is garbage.
It's boring. And we're also doing Sister Wives. So on the free feed, you're getting a little teaser of the episode, but we go for like an hour and a half on Patreon and Supercast.
Good. Yeah, it is so good. I can't wait for this week's with the fallout from Christmas and see what happens.
That Dickens Village. I mean, everybody's talking about the Dickens Village.
I really would we should do a frame by frame and really price out the whole thing. I know you priced out one piece at $1.50. And by that, friends, we do not mean $1.50. We mean $150.
I also have a theory. I also have a theory on the artwork. I'll talk more about this on our episode, but I'm starting to wonder if it was a local artist who donated his pieces or gave them to him cheap so that they could get exposure.
I've heard that theory as well, which would not shock me, but
just because I have artists in my family and I kind of know this world, and that's a total move that an artist would do.
Sure. I mean, it's the same reason you go into a coffee shop and there's people's art there all the time. So
I don't think Cody Brown is buying fine art. I just don't.
No, but Robin has never found something she doesn't love to throw money at.
I know, but
something tacky she doesn't like to throw money at.
Can't imagine she would spend it on any kind of art.
Who knows?
I don't know. All right,
unless Cody loves it, and then,
that's true. That's true.
She'll do whatever.
So that's on our Patreon and Supercast, and then Steph and I are talking Virgin River, and I think that's it. You and I are doing
that. Is it for us?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So stay tuned. Subscribe. Share the episode. Leave us a 5-star review. We love a 5-star review.
We sure do.
We sure
and if
do.
It's a 1-star, just email Amy and she'll give us the notes.
Yep. Just send me an email and tell me how much you hate me. I'm used to it. And doesn't faze me anymore.
No.
Once you write a book and people I've got many positive reviews in my book, but there's been an asshole every once in a while who's like,
sure,
whatever. Once people start telling you your life story is shit, you learn to bounce off, right? It's fine.
I would have to think it's even more so because it was a memoir and it is so personal versus just a work of fiction that someone may or may not like.
So jump into our Facebook group, The Backdoor Friends. The link is in the show notes. And Amanda, let everybody know where they can find you.
Instagram, Amanda Lipnack. I know it's linked in the show notes, and I may be making an appearance at one of our friends' podcasts.
Oh, let's give them a shout out. So you're going to be on Blighty Day.
Our fine friends at Blighty Day. Michelle and I are talking about doing a little run around with the Plaths and the Browns. So hopefully that happens. Oh. Yeah, if you're not watching Plathville, do and listen to Blighty Day's recaps, listen to Pink Shades recaps, as well as Reality Gaze, because they're all touching it. And I think the Cray Crays are going to do it as well.
They do it on B-sides.
Yeah, they're going to, I think it's a fit in for them. It's not a flagship, but yeah,
a lot of our friends are doing it. Platteville notes. I'm writing every single word down. I'm so into that show. Oh my God.
I bet.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you soon.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.